Hi, my name is Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. This video focuses on the investor targeting case study for 2025, and this is how I help clients with investor targeting on Fiverr. If you're looking to raise capital in 2025, this is a video that you need to see. And now just a little bit about me. I'm Andrew, a fundraising consultant and capital sourcing advisor with 15 years of experience in high-value real estate and investment advisory roles across Canada, Dubai, and the Caribbean. Simply put, I help clients navigate fundraising with clarity, strategy, and targeted outreach. Now, over the past 3 years on Fiverr, I've assisted over 300 clients from tech startups to real estate groups with fundraising strategy, pitch deck refinement, investor outreach, and custom investor databases tailored to their sector, stage, and capital needs. And currently, I'm advising a US-based real estate group on a $50 million equity raise, coordinating strategy and outreach to investment banks, family investment offices, and private equity partners. And on the right-hand side, you can see a few of my Fiverr gigs. You get more information on my services by clicking the Fiverr link below. The Ultimate Institutional Investor Database is a detailed database of private equity and venture capital contacts. It's been sourced from 2021 to 2025, comes from multiple sources and formats, and it's considered the largest collection currently on the market. So this is an investor profiling example of what I can do for clients, and it's a real one that I use with the private equity group that I advise. It's the go-to database for targeted investor outreach. Now, this comprehensive database serves as an essential resource designed to streamline and enhance your investor targeting process. It allows for precise identification of relevant investors tailored to your specific fundraising needs. You can buy databases from many sources on the internet, but keep in mind they're all what I consider a raw database. In other words, they have never been touched, they've never been worked on, they've never been refined. The person that's selling them to you probably doesn't even know anything about your sector. So they end up being something you spend hours and hours and hours getting rid of dead leads and unqualified entries. So this is a real client engagement that I'm working on right now. The focus is on the private credit sector. The capital raise is $50 million and the minimum investment threshold is $3 million. So this is a real case study for a client that the private equity group that I'm associated with is raising capital. We have an investment bank on board, and this database is going to help us as well as the investment bank with the raise. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how I leverage this database to effectively assist a client in targeting the right investors for their credit sector fundraising initiative. Now, who is this database suited for? Well, it's suitable for fund managers and startups seeking targeted capital raising, venture capital, private equity groups, real estate funds, startups aiming to connect with qualified investors across multiple asset classes. You're going to see the database coming up shortly, and the word qualified is the most important part of it. It's good for institutional fundraisers and placement agents, perfect for professionals managing institutional grade fundraising initiatives, including family offices, investment banks, hedge funds, pension funds, and infrastructure funds, requiring accurate, up-to-date investor contacts with detailed profiles. And it's perfect for business development and investor relations teams, suitable for teams who need a comprehensive multi-sector database with rich content data, many emails, LinkedIn company info to streamline outreach, personalize engagement, and accelerate deal sourcing effectively. So let's take a look at the database. Now, a key database disclosure. My extensive database library provides hundreds of thousands of global contacts, typically including LinkedIn profiles, emails, and websites, though not all details are complete. This has been primarily compiled and updated from 2021 to 25, with most updates in the last 2 years. Now, this corporate resource may include contacts whose roles have since changed, and it's designed as an excellent starting point for outreach. It's best leveraged and continually refined by organizations with dedicated data teams. This database comprises a blend of individuals and companies, each with distinct investment criteria and operating conditions, so there's no guarantee your approach will be favorably received. Note, this database is available to corporate or institutional groups only, no personal sales. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the master database. Now, this is a database that started off with about 4,000 contacts. And if I scroll down to the very bottom, you're going to see that there is around 2,399 total entries. So this is a bit of a lesson for you if you're looking to buy a database from somebody. If they haven't refined it, you're going to have to do what I've done, which means I've gone through every single company. I've clicked every single website to make sure that, first of all, that it's been updated recently. You do not want to have an investor database that has websites that say 2018, 2015, 2019. Most of these are 2025, and these are all active in the investment field right now. So it's really refined. You don't want to have to spend the time going through old data. And that's the problem when you buy data where people have said, oh, I'm going to scrape the web for you. It picks up really old stuff, so that's one thing to keep in mind for this particular database. The other thing for this particular database is not only did I check to see whether they're current, but I want to make sure they're who they say they are. In other words, if they're not venture capital or private equity, I didn't really want them in this particular database because this is for a select group of people that are doing fundraising. I do have other databases that have family investment offices and that sort of thing, but for the most part, this is the fundraising go-to database that people are going to want to take a look at in 2025 and beyond. So the top, you see company name, key contact. There's a lot of individual contacts here, probably around a little over 1,100 out of this total database. And you're going to have to do more research if you want to acquire the database and pick up other company contacts as well. So you've got the website, you've got a description and sector. Now I've created these myself from another database so that you're going to be able to really refine your search. Nobody needs this entire database unless you're a private equity group and you're raising capital for 4 or 5 different types of fields and sectors. Then this would be valuable for you. But if you're a first-time fundraiser in one sector, you're probably not going to need it. So if I scroll down to the right-hand side, you just see a little bit more information, whether they're private equity funds, real estate funds, venture capital funds. Total gross assets under management gives you a bit of an idea as well as how big they are. So that's the master database that I use to do more refined searches. In this particular case, again, you saw in the other part of the video, we have a client in the credit sector. They're looking to raise $50 million, and you need a minimum of $3 million to participate. So I have used this to do additional screening. You can see we have the description and sector focus here. And then what I do for clients, you can check out my Fiverr profile for this. In this case here, we ended up with around 138 contacts or people that they should approach. Now, why is this important is because, again, you don't want to have to go through all the 2,000, sending them emails that have nothing to do with their interest. Well, what have we done here? I've got these 3 fields here in red. And this is, again, this is a private client, credit client, target size, and geographic alignment. So what does this mean? It means that these are all ranked. For example, we've got very strong, moderate, weak as far as potential candidates. In this particular database, again, this is a large raise. So we have about 90 that rank either strong or very strong. So basically it's going to say in these fields, for example, very strong core expertise in private credit, direct lending, mezzanine debt. It might also say that it's a definite fit, for example, proven ability to deploy 3 million plus tickets. And then as far as geographic, this one is from Australia, but it says high, strong U.S. presence with global deal flow. So that's exactly what you want to find when you are buying a database. You're not going to get it from most databases because this is what you would call premium. To be able to get this type of information from a database provider, you're looking at $25, $30, sometimes even $40,000 on an annual subscription basis. But because I have all these contacts, I'm able to do it on smaller levels for my clients. Again, a perfect resource for you to be able to start your fundraising, because you're not going to send an email out to every one of these. In this particular case, we have a private equity group, the one that I'm doing the advisory on. We have an investment bank that's involved, and we'll probably let our investment bank have these strong and very strong contacts so that they can assist us with the fundraising. This is a really, really good resource, and you get more information on this by contacting me on my Fiverr link below. For more information on my databases and fundraising services, click my Fiverr link below. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.